from Georgia, met Hank out in New Mexico. We're bound for Durango to join Pancho Villa, and we hear that he's playing on gold. I guess a man's got to do what is best, and he found nothing better so far. Been called mercenaries and men with no country, just soldiers in search of a war. And we're bound for the border with soldiers of fortune, where we fight for no country but we die for good pay. Under the flag of the greenback dollar or the peso down Mexico way. I'd go back to Georgia and settle down quiet somewhere. I'll most likely pack up and head south for Chile, or tell us some trouble down there. And we're bound for the border with soldiers of fortune. We'll fight for no country, but we'll die for good pay. Under the flag of the greenback dollar or the peso down Mexico way. We're bound for the border with soldiers of fortune who will fight for no country but will die for good pay. Under the flag of the greenback dollar or the peso down Mexico way. And we're bound for the border with soldiers of fortune who will fight for no country but will die for good pay. Under the flag of the
greenback dollar and the peso down Mexico way. Hello everyone, my name is Notepad and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Today we are going to oh god. Hello. Yes, today we're going to work more on this thing. Did you cut off a finger? No, I attempted to be cool and like time everything together and like pop the tab on my beard just as I ended. It didn't work, and I just hit my finger and now it hurts. But yes, hello, welcome. This is Brave New World, a 30s pulp adventure game about going down to South America to shoot communism, or more accurately, Christo-fascism. Don't think about it too hard. Yes, hello. How goes it? Going good. We're doing good. That's kind of the basics of it. So last time I had an emotional breakdown because something wouldn't work. To kind of give people a very broad understanding of it. We've got a very particular tone going on here. As you see, I've been kind of fixing up some things here. Little bit of everything in this one. Based off the Ubiquity system a little bit, because I like Ubiquity, and Ubiquity is one of those systems that was just cucked before its time, I think. It was just devoured whole by the insidious forces of time. And you could kind of call this the unofficial, the completely unauthorized sequel to it, because I enjoy it, and that's all that matters. So here's our very basic stats. I think probably bumped to 11. Yep. So one of the big things here, we got our basic cores, we've got our skill sets, our various quirks. This is a commission project, obviously. You kind of even say it, it's like it's freedom dollars. Added some things. One of the big things I added is right here, confronting the devil himself. Because last time, we were having some trouble with a social mechanic. Because the commissioner wanted a social combat system, and I was having a hell of a time. So I sat down with him. We had a discussion, and when he explained what he actually wanted, it dawned on me that I was looking at the wrong material. I was looking at something a little bit too big for my britches. So I said, nah, I'm gonna go back to the one thing I know best, and that's Sopranos. So I went on one of my Sopranos binges, as I have a bad tendency of doing, and came up with confrontations. So I'm gonna run everyone through a very basic confrontation. Oh no! Someone wants to shoot you with a gun. They have approached you. They are saying, "Fuck you, give me my money." They've got a gun out. They're like, "I'm gonna shoot you," and you're like, "I don't want to get shot." That's the confrontation. Someone wants to shoot you. You do not want to get shot. Easy peasy. But what do you actually want? Well, he wants his money, and you don't want to pay him. That's the real confrontation going on. So, currently know the situation. Let's say it's just going to be a deal. We're both standing by each other. The moment's tense. We're going back at one another. So, you started this thing. You have to make the first confrontation. You're going to make the first statement. All a statement is a trait and a skill. It could be anything you want. So let's say he wants to say, yeah, well, he wants to just intimidate us. He's like, fuck you, I hate you, I want you to give me my money. So he's gonna make a body gangster check. So he's gonna make body gangster, and that's his check. Let's see what he rolls. He rolls 1, 2, 3. He rolls 4 successes. Damn, that's pretty bad. What we have to do is we have to take either brawler or gangster. Actually, no, it'd be body or gangster, and another one of our choice. But we have to have one of those. So we can say, hey, why don't I do charm and gangster? I say, hey, you know what? I got really good charm. I've got really good gangster. I roll my stats. Oh, good roll here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've won it. I've countered him. He says, give me my fucking money or I'm gonna shoot you. I say, hey, hold up. Don't be rash here. No one wants to be rash. No one wants to be dangerous. Calm your ass down. I've got the money. It's just like you gotta cool your jets here. Okay, you've won. You're gonna get a mark. And depending on the length of the confrontation, depending on kind of like what's actually kind of going on, you're gonna get a number of marks. Generally speaking, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. You kind of see there. Generally speaking, most are probably going to be about 6 to 8. So let's just say again, we're working with 6. Whoever wins the confrontation is going to get a mark. If you're making the statement, you win. Pretty much, if you're aggressing and you win, you're going to get 2 marks. But we got countered, so only 1 mark goes to us. Now we have to make a statement back. And we're going to say, hey, I want to roll confidant and charm. Got really good both of those things. We're going to roll again. And that's the basic gist of it. We're going back and forth. Whoever gets the most marks is going to win. That's when we have to throw in that's when we reach the boiling point. When we hit all the marks, whether by someone winning really hard, someone tapping a bunch of resources, anything, we've hit the boiling point. The boiling point is the end. Whoever gets what? Let's say we win. Everything is fine. I don't have to pay you. You cool your jets. Being like, hey, stop worrying about things. Everything's fine. It's resolved. I win. You get more. I'm going to have to pay up. Or something's going bad's going to happen. I have to pay up. That's the confrontation. Now, things can, of course, get a little bit wonky. Because if you lose, you can always ante up. You can always up the ante, up the escalation. You're drawing a gun yourself. You are throwing another wad of cash in. You are doing something. Because if you lose, you're going to take an amount of stress to your emotional or mental core, which could be pretty bad. You can actually take a wound through this. Especially if it's one of these larger ones, because think about it. 16, that's a potential of 16 damage if you get your ass thoroughly whooped. And that's going to leave a wound. That's going to be a -2 to all your rolls. Suddenly you're going to be at a really big disadvantage for a lot of different things. It's pretty bad for you. You are at a bad spot. If you up the ante, you pretty much do it again. But the goals change, things get a little bit more serious, but you can always leverage a threat. Instead of making a statement, instead of saying, all right, I'm going to make a gangster and a gangster and charm roll, or I'm going to make a body and gunslinger roll. Instead of doing any of that, I'm going to say, hey, if I lose the boiling point, I'm going to shoot you. The gun is out, or if you lose, or hey, I'm going to leave. I'm just going to fucking leave. I'm not going to deal with this shit anymore. That's a threat. Now, if a threat, again, if you lose does the threat go through, which could be pretty bad, but might lose something more. May not want something. Now, of course, you can always say, I'm out. I don't want to do it anymore. Now, you win. Win. We haven't reached the boiling point. Any threat that occurs is no longer valid. Pulled out of the engagement, you're like, nope. Gun is up. I'm like, I don't want to hurt you. You don't want to hurt me. Let's come to a deal. Let's negotiate. You're going to only take a little bit of damage. Of course, you can also have a variety of Mexican standoffs going on. It's not flawless. There are still some things that need to be worked out with it. But I think the core idea behind this works pretty well. For all sides of the chat. If you get into a Mexican standoff, everyone's negotiating with each other, and this is based entirely off of partially based off of this particular standoff from Reservoir Dogs. Because to give you an idea of the scene in Reservoir Dogs, the entire premise here is very simple. All three of these men have issued a threat with each other. All three of them. No one wants to give up. Everyone's saying, okay, whoever loses, we're gonna shoot. And effectively, Mr. White wins. He wins the fight, however, he gets fucking shot. And it's a Mexican standoff, everyone shoots each other. It's kind of a shit show. No one really wins. Another one was in The Sopranos. It was Tony Soprano. It was Tony and not Adriana. What's his name? It was Bucos. It was Artie. The other one was Tony and Artie. Now, the thing with Tony and Artie's negotiation here is Artie puts up a threat immediately, and Tony, this entire scene, is Tony trying to going back and forth. They're putting down ideas. Tony's trying to lie to him constantly. He's trying to kind of like think around the lies, but he's very much acting impassioned, and eventually Tony wins. Tony beats the shit out of him. He capitulates. He's like, fuck it, I leave, and he's mad, and he's out. The whole big thing. That is confrontations. Can you romance the gun? No, you cannot romance the gun. This is not that kind of game. Yet. Yes, that is the concept of a basic confrontation. Little bit intricate, but generally speaking, it's just a roll off against one another to earn marks. Whoever has the most marks wins. Generally, I think again, there's like 2 more points I kind of need to make here. I don't quite know where I want to put them, but that's half the fun. Also, hello, Borain. You just joined the server today. Hello. Kalu, Calais, and all that jazz. You know the rest. Ooh. Ow. Ow. Yeah, we're a little bit late today for a variety of reasons, mostly because people are like, oh, hey, I want to do something at 4 o'clock. I'm like, all right, we're going to do something at 4 o'clock. And then at 3:30, they're like, I can't do it at 4 o'clock anymore. I'm like, awesome. Oh, goodness. So, Let's go all the way down. Now we're going to talk about the Arsenal of Democracy. Or another way, as I like to call it, the greenback dollar down Mexico way. Welcome to Notepad Talks About the Economy. This is legitimately, it's just going to be equipment today. I don't like doing equipment lists because equipment lists are long and very hard. But hey, this is what I love doing. You can't romance the gun, but you can definitely customize her. So, hey, so Notepad, if you like The Sopranos so much, why is that, and why has there never been a show or movie that done as well or better? Well, there's a few reasons. I like Sopranos because every character in The Sopranos is simultaneously very human and complete scumbags. You don't really feel bad when someone gets whacked, but you feel bad at the same time. They don't romanticize the life. I think that's a very important thing. They don't romanticize the life, but you still make sure to understand, like, these are still human beings and they crack jokes at one another and they're kind of dumbasses, but that's kind of the funny parts. Tony has, like, legitimately, like, the first episode, Tony has a panic attack because there's a goddamn bird in his pool. Because Tony is this constantly strung out, like, incredibly neurotic person. But he's a mob boss from New Jersey, and you have James Gandolfini in there, you have pretty much the entire cast of The Sopranos are really good, you have some really nice character dynamics, really, really solid writing. Mid-season's kind of got a little bit wonky, but like hell, that first season of Sopranos is such a surreal experience. Just because it's kind of that perfect time and place. Why we haven't really we've seen shows attempt it. You've got things like Boardwalk Empire, I think that was one. There's been a few shows kind of doing like where, it's kind of the criminal underworld, all that. Honest to God, you can kind of say Breaking Bad is the successor to The Sopranos. Here's a terrible character, but here's some very human moments with these characters. And you're like, oh, hey, Jesse Pinkman is a irredeemable asshole, and he's done terrible things, but you still give a shit about Jesse Pinkman. You still want to give Jesse a hug at the end of the series. Yeah. You're like, man, Walt, you're a fucking monster. You are a horrible human being, and everyone hates you. However, Sons of Anarchy also did really well. Sons of Anarchy kind of shat the bed in the latter half. And I say that just because actors kind of left. There were some, I think I think they were promoting it a little bit high, and there was a bunch of weird, the direction of that show, it should have ended like a season earlier. Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. Another really, really solid show, though. Again, it was kind of a perfect time and place, and I think that was one of the main advantages. Yeah, and wasn't that for me, like, people got killed abruptly, that was, I think, one of the big things. You really didn't know what was going to go on, and hell, there was even some times where you're like, is Tony fucking dead? You're like, nope, Tony's not dead, and then obviously you have the ending of The Sopranos. You've got Chrissy's entire storyline. You've got, Paulie and all the other guys. And sometimes people just go away, not because of anything good. It's just like, yeah, here's Junior. He's like this major character and gets fucking Alzheimer's. It's like, oh fuck. Yeah, no, it's a very, very good show. All of them. I think, again, the thing with, like, The Sopranos is such a solid show that, like, trying to do it one for one again would invite too much comparison. I know they were actually thinking of Breaking Bad. I mean, Breaking Bad is such a weird show, by the way. If you go to Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, like that was a huge show. Both of those shows were massive, and like 6-7 seasons apart piece. That's like not a small show. And you know, you got things like Ozymandias, you've got shows like episodes like that, and hell, you even got The Fly, which is such a bizarre episode by itself. But yeah, I mean, like, there have been shows that have done The Sopranos, but just in different lights of like, here are criminals, and criminals are humans too, which I think is always which is a thing that kind of resonates with certain people, being like, there are, criminals are human too, and sometimes they make good decisions, and sometimes they do it for good reasons. Sometimes they do it because they're terrible, terrible, terrible people. I mean, hell, there was also I'm just gonna do it as, Colombian Breaking Bad. Metastis. Yeah, here, welcome to Walter Blanco. Walter Blanco is my, this is just one of those things that I really enjoy. The fact that there is almost a shot-to-shot remake of the entirety of Breaking Bad in Colombia. Like, legitimately shot-for-shot remake. It's a very weird show. Because it's like, the best way to think about it is, imagine Breaking Bad, but it was a Colombian soap opera. Like, it's not good. But it is. Oh yeah, here's Gus. Oh, Walter Blanco. Oh, Walter Blanco. Good. That's what you would say shows like Sopranos, Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy have cross-cultural power. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think every culture has kind of got a, like, hey, criminals, because you always like, ah, man, criminals are cool because they do cool things for cool reasons. And then you also look at it, you're like, oh, criminals are bad people who are evil, who do bad things. Mm. 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 They managed that with Cop. I feel like they've tried to wrap around procedural stuff or personal drama shit. Yeah, it's like, it's either like one of the issues with there is you've got shows like Law and Order. Like Law and Order, that's like you fucking at the SVU nightmare. You've got like those shows have been going on forever, and it's hard to make a cop show without kind of invoking that. Or you end up with things like The Rookie, for example, which is kind of more of like a personal thing. Like it's kind of more of a personal drama, you could say. Let's see, be paid. Actually, no. And that cost is always going to be paid with a bit of blood, sweat, and silver. Across the Latin Pontificate. Let's see. Across the Latin Pontificate, there are many different currencies. The local. Many different currencies. How do I want to do the provinces? Let's see. Across the Latin Pontificate, there are many different currencies. Let's see. Different used for barter, sale, and control. Everything in South America has a cost, and that cost is always going to be paid with a bit of blood, sweat, and silver. Across the Latin Pontificate, there are many different currencies that are used for barter, sale, and control. The most common of these is the Latin the Latin peso. Relatively new currency pegged against the gold standard. Criminal characters imply inherent drama through the risk of getting caught. It's fundamentally different to police character in that sense. Oh yeah, they've tried it before. There's been a few that have tried. Simuladores. Los simuladores. Let's see, what's Los Simuladores? Los Simuladores comedy. Yeah, I'm seeing this is gonna be a full-on comedy. I can tell already. Oh goodness, we're on Argentinian. Like, could you even attempt that with the fucking cartel? Like, there's no humanize those guys given what they do. Well, we've seen the attempt before to humanize them, and yeah, it is. You can usually, if you're doing something like that, they are portrayed usually as a bad influence and kind of always in a negative light. What was the that, or you end up in like a there's a very specific term for it. There's actually like a weird musical subgenre focused on that stuff. Well, Wuso may be able to answer exactly what the fucking name of this thing is. A relatively new currency pegged against the gold standard and the franc. Oh, let's see. Really new currency pegged against the gold standard and the franc. Latin peso. The Latin peso is the is a narco fiction. That's one. Subcontinental. Let's see. Latin is subcontinental currency in constant use for about oh yeah. Almost all trade and exchanges among the regular people of South America and parts of the Caribbean. However, this is a lie. The papal I'm gonna call it the papal peso, but that's not a we want Argentinian currency. What was the old way of saying it? Because peso is just dollar. It's a real. Papal. So this is the Spanish real. The Spanish royal, the papal royale or real. However, that's the lie. The papal real is the real backing. Oh goodness, we're getting a Manly. Hello, Manly. Welcome to become my strongest soldier. Higher for hire, of course. Australs. How about some kind of Bolivar for currency? Oh goodness. Let's see. So Bolivars could work in just kind of a more funny way, but the papal real is the backing currency. That Australs. Oh goodness. I hope you know that it keeps trying to make it like, oh, you mean the Australian currency. Gold, silver still be traded or used in underground shit or like coffee as a stand-in. Well, there's a bunch of meme stuff I'm going to be doing here, hence why we're having an entire section dedicated to just money. because I could be autistic like this. Give me this. The paper real is real backing currency of the Latin papacy. Let's see, the paper real is real backing currency of the Latin papacy, minted in the God. What would be? Where would the new pope? Where would the tyrant pope of fucking South America, an anti-pope, set up? Where would be a good place for, let's see, South America? If I were to go to South America, where in the beautiful land of South America would the Pope want to establish himself? Well, but probably Buenos Aires, because I find that funny. Yeah, we'll call it actually. No, we just want to do the Vatican term. Silce rule. Papal headquarters, the papal government. Okay. What would be a good? Also, recently, the Werewolf the Apocalypse came out. It was done by the people who hated Werewolf, kicked the original team off who loved it. It does be that way. Oh God. I mean, see, the thing is, we already have a completely mimetic name. Yeah, I guess, yeah, Buenos Aires. Technically, he's Pope Rex the First. Yeah, technically, yeah, it's Rex the First is the anti-pope of South America. Because it's funny. Minted in the Buenos Aires, minted in the Vatican stronghold of Buenos Aires. It's silver, almost pure silver, and almost pure silver. Represents the true real backing currency Latin. Almost pure silver and gold. The value of these coin. The value. Manly's fucking dead. Manly shows up and then is immediately shot and killed by. Truly. Let's say the Pope has established a microstate between Flores and Florencia. Rest in peace, Manly. See, the fact that the Russians just gun one another down. Let's see. Establish a microstate between Flores and Florence. Let's see. Minted in the Vatican stronghold. Vaticania. There we go. Just for you, Wu. So between Vaticania, between Flores and Floresta, almost pure silver and gold. The value of these is the value of this currency is tightly controlled by Pope Rex, by Pope Rex's government. Let's see. Entirely controlled by Pope Rex's government. Pope Rex's Vatican. Papal. Actually, fucking, what would be the? I guess it would be. At any time, they have authority to diminish, create inflation, to diminish the value, diminish the value, create inflation, and control the day-to-day lives of the citizens of the Latin Pontificate. Because of this, a shadowy, different monetary units. Let's see. Because of this, different monetary units have begun to crop up across. Across the papal, it would be across the papal, because of this, different monetary units begin to crop up across papal provinces of South America. Black notes are a series of IOUs issued by pirates and aerial smugglers based out of the Caribbean. Let's see, black notes are series of IOUs issued by pirates and aerial smugglers based out of the Caribbean, backed entirely by their vast fuel industry, keeping these criminal enterprises functional. Actually, what I want to do, Spanish word for silver, plata. Platas are small silver coins minted in the countryside. Platas are silver coins minted in the countryside by miners and independent operators to pay for services that are not subject to papal tariffs or oversight. Let me see. Let's see. We've got the Caribbean with the black notes. We've got the platas, which is small silver coins. What would be of course, I know what we could do. In small pockets of the provinces, in small pockets of the provinces, a new currency has been issued by rebellious elements, mostly called bolivars. These, while technically worthless, the bolivars are more of a symbolic currency of the old ways and independence movements across South America. Though Brazilian freedom fighter. Though these rebel currencies are little more than share no loyalty. Let's see. Though these rebel currencies share no loyalty to one another, Mm-hmm. 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 And it would be Brazil. Mm. And Brazilian zombies or Venezuelan Bolivar or Colombian Bolivars. Mm. Share no loyalty to one another. One another. Brazilian zombies, Colombian Bolivars. More Chilean national hero. Who's Chile's hero? Bernardo O'Higgins. Chile, Carreras. Portal, Simon Bolivar, Fernandez. Dominica, Ecuador, El Salvador. Barbados, Bahamas. Actually, would want to do. We're doing Chile, Olay. Carreras. There we go. Fuck it, we'll call him Carreras. Or Chilean Carreras. Carrera, let's see. Sharing a loyalty to one another. Brazilian zombies, Colombian Bolivars, Chilean Carreras are not compatible. And will most likely start a fight. The mercenaries are deployed with two currencies in their pocket. The Latin peso is accepted across the entire provinces. Papal provinces. And will arouse no suspicion from anyone, though their value diminishes further into rebel or country or rural areas. They will also have United States dollars, the strongest, best, and the strongest currency in the known world, backed by the entire might of the United States industrial capacity and reserves. It's accepted everywhere, even when they don't want it to be. Though no one legally has USD in their possession. Though no one legally has USD in possession, quickly should any come legally has USD in their possession, need to be careful where they are hard-earned American dollars. So, Kenya, entirely Caribbean. Okay, so next we get to do a very fun actually, we can do a big note. We can do a big thing there. We can do this, and then we're going to superior currency. This is like South America. Just like real life, we will never escape violence coin. It's great. God bless the United States dollar. Here, backed by the entire force of time itself. Okay, so let me see how I want to do this correctly. So, generally speaking, we have black notes. We have black notes. We have Latin peso. Latin pesos. Latin pesos. Papal reals. Royales. And then oh yeah, we also have platas and platas. So, generally speaking, the currency conversion chart. Yep, get ready for currency conversions. Ooh. So, one United States dollar equal 1,200 Latin peso. 1 USD equal, actually no, it'd be if we want to do this correctly, 2,500 Latin pesos. Actually, LPS Latin pesos. Actually, how do you peso? What's the correct? ARS, CLOP, peso. Yeah, they would all. It would be yeah, LPS Latin peso. 1,200 Latin pesos equals 1 papal real. Papal real, PRL, PRL, papal PRL. Currently speaking, about 1,250. I would be about we'll do about 750. Actually, we'll do about 700 LPS equal. Plata. Actually, no, we'll do a 500 LPS equals 1 plata. Current conversion rate for we'll do a black note. Black notes are going to be worth. Actually, so it'd be 1 USD would equal about 2 plata. 2 plata. Again, it's cheaper for you to use real money according to them rather than a USD. Then we're going to do actually, so USD, LPS, USD, plata, and then actually it'd be 1 USD would equal 2, actually 3 black notes. 1,000 LPS equals 1 black note. So 3,000 with 3,600 would be about 3 USD. 1 USD is actually worth trying to do the conversion in my head. So 1,000 LPS would be worth 1 black note because it's a lot easier to get that. Actually, so we'll 1, 2, so the USD is a little bit more valuable getting black notes. LPS is a little bit less valuable when we're dealing with platas. Platas is going to be 500, so it would be 2 plata equal 1 black note. If we're just doing exact, actually no, we'll do 5 plata equal 1 black note. It's not very efficient to do that, but people they don't want fake money. So we have USD to black note. We have USD to LPS. So we don't need. So in theory, papal real, we should do the 1 USD equals 0 PRL. Don't accept that for the PRL, so you can't actually buy PRL with that. Conversion rates. So we've got all of that. So 2500 PRL, generally speaking, 500 LPS equals about a plata. A lot easier to get. 1000 LPS equals a black note. Then we're doing, it would be, yeah, about 5 plata would equal about 1 black note. And then black note, about a can of gas, about a third of a can of gas, so you need 3 black notes for 1 can of gas. Just a can of gas, mind you. Actually, it would be, So, okay. Technically, you can't buy. Yeah, so. Oh god damn it! Someone made a TNO Isekai into Pony Hoi mod. Why? But why though? The currency conversion chart. Actually, we'll do side note. Why so many currency? So many currencies. The mercenaries will be paid in a variety. Will be paid in a variety of coin. Will be paid in a variety of ways by the locals of South America. By South America. By the locals, as well as any other drops by their handlers. By their handlers. However, throwing United States dollars around, is a fast way to build heat against them by those looking around. On the other hand, handing a few Latin pesos. Throwing a few Latin pesos to handing a few Latin pesos for lunch is a common occurrence and will raise no eyebrows. When dealing with more rebel elements, they may try to pay the mercenaries off in their own currency rather than a valuable currency. Other than a valuable currency. The mercs have to be vigilant, and prepared to know when and where money in their pocket can be spent. Vigilant, prepared to know when and where the money in their pockets can be spent. Effectively, this is a way for you, the players, and you, the GM, to actually kind of mess with the players a little bit. Pay them in things that aren't real money. Pay them in, it's just like, hey, what do we get? Oh, you got paid in 15, you got paid in, 150 plata. That's all right, 150 plata, that's effectively $75. That ain't bad. However, plata can't be used in... actually, what we can do, though, why don't we, Yes, PRL, coins, I just actually will go black notes, and then we're, premium Caribbean gasoline. That's... USD everywhere. LPS is the default accepted currency. Default accepted currency. Not accepted banking. Black notes are used by criminal elements. Used by criminal elements. Platas are we should put in the LPS. There we go. There we go. The currency conversion chart. If we want to be really specific, we can do actually, you buy a loaf of bread for 25 LPS. Actually, no, you can buy lunch for 25 LPS. A room in a decent hotel for 150 LPS LPS a night. That kind of give everyone like a basic, like it's not expensive to actually buy, like if you want to buy lunch, it's going to cost you about 25 pesos and Latin pesos, just because the pricing is just a little bit wonkier. Why is the One Piece fan make Crusader Kings mod? No. Do the Halo guys make Hope-White? No. The fucking bronies make them. Keep my eye on the Vampire the Masquerade against. I'm honestly, well, generally speaking, do you prefer a system with flat random distribution or large modifiers, or normal distribution with smaller modifiers? I usually tend to keep for smaller modifiers. Because smaller modifiers are easier to work with, if that makes sense. And it makes it makes that +5 feel a lot better when that's like, oh, that's pretty huge. Rather than, hey, here's a +20. It's not as good as the +10 because fuck you. That's like one of my issues with Pathfinder, actually. Why I've had so much problems with that game. Is that everything is distributed very strangely. Alright, cool. Alright, so what do we actually need to do? We spent the past hour working on just fucking how money works. We need to do equipment. So we're going to start with, let's think. We can start with weapons of war. Then we go to weapons of war, and then we lead into armored up. Just gonna write out exactly what we need. We're going to be doing gear. Weapons of war, armored up, gear, vehicle. I know that's all we really need to do with the arsenal of democracy. Okay. Mercenary. The mercenary life is one of danger and excitement. So coming armed is often the best thing. Best thing the mercs can do. Mercs can do when deploying behind enemy line. Deploying behind enemy lines. The papal provinces. Technically have a ban on most on most firearms, and weapons. However, in the countryside, this is mostly unenforceable. And this is mostly unenforceable. When exploring, this is mostly paper promises technically have a ban on most firearm, but is mostly unenforceable. When staying inside of towns or cities, keeping a close eye on most small arms will be essential. No one will bat an eye at a handgun in a holster. A handgun in a holster with the they look tough enough, but hauling around an automatic rifle will turn some heads. Actually, no. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually make this its own. I'm gonna make that a side note. Behind enemy lines, every weapon has three major. Actually, what does a weapon have? A weapon's obviously going to have handiness. One hand, two hand, easy enough to understand. You're gonna have to use two. You have to use one. So handiness, one or two hands. We're going to need damage, obviously. We're going to need to have slots for the amount of modifications you can make per weapon. Then we're going to have I guess we can add in tags. Tags are going to be important. Oh, range. Because we're dealing with guns currently, it would be range. Then that would lead into cost. Every weapon has a number of features listed. So if we want to do this correct, we're going to insert a table name. Let's just do that. So we're going to do the name of the gun, the name of the weapon, easy enough to understand. We're going to need damage, handiness. Actually, no, we can do type and damage, handiness, slots, cost. Tags. If we shrink this down to 9. So everything wrong in the world is Belka's fault. It's always Belka's fault. Everything that has ever been wrong or ever have gone wrong has probably been Belka's fault at least once. Have a number of features listed. The type of weapon determines what the gun actually is classified as handguns, rifles. handguns, long arms, exotic weapons, or even primitive, or even simple weapons found anywhere. Found anywhere are all types of weapons, all types of weapons that the mercenaries will get their hands on. The damage of the the damage of the weapon is expressed in a flat number. Let's see. The damage of the weapon is expressed in a flat number. That will always occur when the weapon lands a SL0 hit, and then we'll add extra damage for every SL scored. So a weapon with 3+ weapon with 3+ SL will deal 3 damage to a target if it weapon with 3+ SL will do, SL plus 2, it would deal a total of 5 damage, 3 base plus 2 SL. Hands represents the number of hands required to successfully use the weapon. Any weapon. Main hand represents using only one hand. One hand means that the weapon can be used in either hand reliably. Main hand main hand is only the merc's dominant hand can be used to use it, while two hand requires both of the hands, both of a merc's hands to use properly. Finally, finally, braced. Braced means that the mercenary must brace the weapon with a other action to use successfully. If the mercenary is going down the chart, is using a step below. The step below. Fires 2 would incur a -2 twist penalty. -2 twist penalty to using it. If going further down the viability, this penalty increases. This penalty increases further for each step, and I'm going to put a footnote here. A footnote, for example, using a braced weapon, one hand in the offhand. In the offhand would be in the offhand would be a -6d to all attacks with it. Possible, but unlikely. But you can do it. Nothing is saying you can't do it. It's just saying that the likelihood of success is much lower. Slots are the number of available modifications for a weapon, while the range indicates range is the number of zones away from the merc. They can use their weapon efficiently at. Range 0 is in the same zone. Range 0 is in the same zone. While range 1 would be in any adjacent zone. Tags are special features about a weapon that incur bonuses or penalties based on the type of weapon based on the weapon being used. Finally, a cost. Finally, cost. Two costs are listed. The purchasing. Finally, cost. The first number is the purchasing cost. The required amount of USD needed to purchase the weapon outright. Next is the maintenance cost. Explained further down in greater detail. However, the maintenance cost represents the amount needed between episodes to keep the weapon functional. There we go. Insert table 1 by 1. Side note. Firearm legality. Paper provinces. Okay, so send this out. We're going to do this. So okay. We are going to start with melee weapon. So to represent this, we're going to select this, and we're going to say, melee weapons. We're going to find this banger, and we're going to make this a 12-point font so everyone knows that this is melee weapons. So we are going to list just a number of things, otherwise known as I'm going to the lexicon. And I'm going to the lexicon because I already have an item list. And I don't want to deal with all this shit, so fuck that. Let's see, we can, a frankly absurd list of guns. Let's see. I don't really need any of that right away. Give me just weapons. Should switch off some of these out. So actually, so let's think. Let's think of various weapons that would be useful just to have. Let's just think of weapons. Well, first things first, I'm thinking just say like a woods, like an axe. This is just a normal axe. And then we could probably do like a heavy axe. Boom, that's all we need, like a fire axe versus like a hatchet. Actually, we can use, here's what we can do. Why don't we call it one an axe and the other a hatchet? There we go. Hatchets are small, axes are big, easy enough to understand. All right, what else do we need in here? Don't really need any of the, okay, so a club. Actually we can do, let's do like a bludgeon and a baton. We'll do actually no, like a truncheon, kind of like a fucking like a big like a great hammer. Actually we'll call it a maul. There we go. An axe, a two-handed axe, a hatchet, a maul, like a big fucking hammer, a truncheon just to beat your head in. I guess we'll add a spear in. We'll add like everyone likes spears. A staff, I guess. So we're going to add a sword. Very simple stuff. A knife. I guess we can do like a curved sword versus a regular sword. Okay, so do we have any other melee weapons you can think about in the year of our Lord 1930? In case you're wondering, like, what about this incredibly specific kind of weapon? Keep it simple. That's because you can modify these. This is the big thing. So I don't want to have like an extensive list of like really specific things. It's like, yeah, this is just a list of various equipment. So let's do like an axe. This would be an axe type. Hatchet. This would be an axe type itself. A maul. This would be a bludgeon type. A truncheon. This would be a bludgeon type. Spear. That's a I guess actually we call a spear, and then a staff. A staff is effectively a spear. A sword, which would be a edged knife, edged, and a saber, which is edged. Okay, so we are going to pin up to this row, and then we're going to immediately sort table, sort ascending. Melee. All of these are going to be effectively range 0. I should put that, like, you have to be in the same zone for all of these, regardless. So, all right. So hands, axe is 2 hand. What did I end up calling it? It was. One hand, 2 hands. I'm gonna say 1 hand. Spear is going to be 2 hands. Staff is going to be 2 hands. Sword is going to be main hand, and truncheon is going to be 1 hand. Actually, we can, let's make the saber main hand as well. Slots. So generally speaking, I'm going to say like 2, 1, 1. Actually, we'll do 3, 2, 1, 2. No, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2. Like 2. Machete would be a sword. Though a gauntlet would be a bludgeon, I guess. Hand would be 1 hand. Slot would be 1, range 0, and I guess we should do unarmed, which would be unarmed. Actually, we could probably make gauntlets. There we go. Nah, 1 plus SL, 2 plus SL, 4. Hello, car. Would you like to shut the fuck up? No? You're not gonna shut up, are you? God damn it. There's someone's car honking outside. I think someone made an oopsie. No, I fucking hear you. Don't you lie to me. I can hear you. A katana would just be a sword as well. That would be the funny thing. Actually, what we can do is we can add a blade. Edged. That would be 5 plus SL, and that would be 2 hands. With the joke being that it is a literal, like, 2-handed sword. You're like, yes, it's the blade. How does it work? It's the blade. So, tags. We need to add in tags. Axe, gory, blade gets nothing. Gauntlet. Stun, hatchet's going to get gory. Knife is going to get there's a very particular reason, what a particular thing I want to do here. Because one of the things is, actually I know, the knife. Knife is going to have conceal. A maul is going to have stunning. A saber is going to have finesse. A spear is going to have staff is going to have defensive. Sword is going to have nothing. Truncheon is going to have stun. unarmed is going to have unarmed, as in you literally do not have a fucking weapon. So an axe. What do we? Generally speaking, we're going to be starting with a good amount. So just a basic axe, I'm going to say it's going to cost 10, and it's going to be maintenance 1. This is all in USD. Actually, we can even do like 5. Blade, 10, it's going to be 8, and it's going to be a maintenance 2. Gauntlet. Gauntlets are pretty cheap. We're going to do that. Very cheap to get, very cheap to buy melee weapons. Generally speaking, you're going to get melee weapons, easy peasy, lemon on your squeezy. They're cheap and they're not very expensive to work with. The thing is, though, they're melee weapons, and that's kind of the problem. They're melee. In a world of guns, being the guy with the giant stick maybe isn't the best for you. Hatchet, we'll do like a fucking 3, 1. Actually, axe, pump that up. Then we'll do a knife. What you do working with a knife? Knife's not going to do really anything. It's going to be pretty cheap to buy a knife, which you should get a knife because they're cheap. In a world of knives, you are the asshole who brought a fucking, yeah, it's like in a world of guns, you're the asshole who brought this. They're not really supposed to be like main weapons. You can go down main weapon wise. They're not really designed for such. Okay. Doesn't cost anything to pick up unarmed. It does not cost you anything to throw fucking hands. What about magic-infused melee weapons? Welcome to the wonderful world of different damage types. Again, those are what those slots are for. Well, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a number of things you can add to slots. Because the main thing, what I want to get across really, is that buying weapons and stuff is not the hard part. It's not hard getting a hold of something. It's the maintenance cost. Because I don't think tracking ammo is going to be fun. But, however, we have the idea of maintenance costs. If you have really cool exotic weapons, that shit's gonna cost money it's gonna take a drain on your resources. You're not gonna be able to use it because you don't have gun ammo for it. However, it's not difficult to get a hold of it. That's kind of the idea. It's not difficult to actually buy a gun. It's not difficult to buy, enhancement stuff for it. Straight up, it's difficult to pay for it in the long run. Yeah, you have a gun that shoots necro bullets. You're also gonna go bankrupt using it because it costs $20 fucking a fucking session to use. It's like, oh, I don't have any money. God damn it. So it's kind of like, yeah, you get a lot of toys, but it's like, okay, when do you want to use your toys? That's kind of that's the big question there. So, you know what? Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of you. Instead, we're going to just handguns. So, basic handguns. We just want to think of the basic kind of guns. What would be the gun-flavored gun? Give me the list of guns. So, okay, so we've got automatic handgun. We're going to do the heavy handgun. Heavy handgun. We're going light handgun. Yeah, we're pulling this a little bit here. I'm not really too fussed about it, to be honest. Because I can do this. There we go. Because again, we have these slots. This is where the main thing. You want to make a very particular kind of firearm? Cool, that's what we're doing. Blades are underpowered and ubiquity. The thing is, what I kind of want to do with blades in this one, how I usually do blades, is that blades do a lot more damage than everything. The problem is they don't have any tags usually. They don't have any special features. They don't really have any powers or benefits behind it. The issue is they have that. They have something like a way for you to actually actually, this would be automatic, sealable, light handgun. Actually, no. Heavy handgun's not going to get that, but you can conceal the light handgun. The revolver, of course, is going to be our fucking skill cannon. It's going to get one slot, it's going to have one range, and it's going to be, again, this is our skill cannon. Because I find that funny, and I think every game needs to have a skill cannon, being like, yes, revolvers are broken, because revolvers are cool, and the problem is revolvers are just really fucking expensive. So, cost-wise, it's not expensive to get it. Maintenance is high, though, relatively speaking. A little bit more expensive to get. Maintenance is quite high on this. This is our kind of our middle of the Rhine, very basic handgun. You can get this very basic handgun very easily. Revolver, of course, is going to be our skill cannon. Very, very expensive to maintain. The shotgun pistol is going to be a little cheaper, pretty easy to maintain as well. But again, the revolver's main benefit is that it hits like a fucking freight train. The problem is the revolver hits like a freight train, and it has one slot in it, so you can't really change much about it. Can't make it lightweight to change the hands, or you can't put it, or you can put a new ammo type in there. You can't do both. So again, it's a skill cannon. Again, there's probably like a better name I could come up with these and like give it like a fancier title. I might put in like oh, this is like a very basic this is a basic idea of what it is, or hey, this is what this is. So we're going to do rifles next. Next, do diesel rifle. This is going to be a main rifle. The diesel rifle is going to be very expensive, but it's going to have the diesel tag automatically on it, so it's going to do diesel damage. Pretty much the best way to think about it is a main rifle is a standard Great War rifle. A diesel rifle is going to be a much bigger gun that's effectively going to be like, here's my, like, I'm going to fire this and go ka-chunk. Effectively, it's a bolter. Effectively. It's slots for the flamethrower or lightning gun. Yeah, like things we're gonna have to have, like, this is an exotic weapon. Have fun with the flamethrower. Main rifle. Actually, we could probably just call it the battle rifle. Battle rifle is going to be our reliable, like, this is the one that's seen 100 wars. Let's think. I mean, this is the carbine's going to be our affordable rifle. The battle rifle is going to be our main rifle. Brick rifle is going to be our meme weapon. Again, I'm literally probably going to sit down at one point. The repeating rifle, that's actually not a bad one. Actually, we can probably do a rifle, I think, appropriate. And then we're going to do a, God, we do a long shot. So, diesel rifle. Again, remember, various slots that we can play with. So, diesel rifle is going to do 3 plus SL damage. Hands, it's going to be a 2-hand weapon. Slots is only going to have 2 slots. It's going to have a range of 3, however, and the cost is going to be a very expensive. It's going to be, let's call it at like 25 with a maintenance of like 8. Like, yeah, this thing is very powerful because it's got it's diesel though. Basic battle rifle, 2 plus SL. It's going to be a 2-hand. It's going to have 4 slots. It's going to have a range of just 2, no tags. And our basic cost here is going to be 12. It's going to be 12. Let's do. There we go. Let's do that. So it's going to cost about 7 to keep using this, but you got a lot of slots on this thing. Now, carbine is going to do 1 plus SL damage. It's going to be 2-hand weapon. It's going to have 3 slots. It's going to have a range of 2. No tags on it, but again, it's our economic option. These things do not fall apart. The trick rifle is going to do 0 plus SL. It's going to be a 2-hand weapon. It's going to have 7 slots though. The range is going to be 1. It's going to have no tags. And it's going to be very fucking expensive because the entire joke behind the trick rifle, yeah, actually, it's going to have very low maintenance. There we go. It's going to be very expensive, but very low maintenance. The entire joke behind the trick rifle is that the trick rifle needs you to actually outfit it with slots. You just need to put things on it. And again, it's the heavily adaptable, like this is a gun that does whatever we want it to do. but you got to put things on it. We want to bump the damage up, we're putting slots on it. We want to bump the range up, we're putting slots in it. We want to make it so it's doing 3 different kinds of damage. Yeah, we can do that. It's a stupid rifle. It's going to cost us a shit ton of money to use, but it's our gun. The repeating rifle. Not going to have many. It's going to have a range of 2, and it's going to have the automatic tag. We're going to say it's going to be 30. It's going to be 30. Actually, we'll do it like 30 at 11. We'll do 30 at 10. Actually, no, 30 at 6. A little cheaper, easy to maintain. The problem is, it's just you're going to do a little bit less damage. You got a little bit less adaptability with it, but you got that automatic tag. Long shot is going to do 4 plus SL damage. It's going to require bracing it. 2 slots. It's going to have 5. It's going to have 5 range. Effectively, the entire map. But it's got that brace tag, which means you're going to have to spend an action to set it up, and anytime you move or anytime you do something, you're going to move with it. Tags, let's say it's going to be heavy, and we're automatically going to pay in 60 at 10. Big fucking rifle, big fucking gun. Let's see. Have any other kinds of rifles that we want to add to this shit show? Probably not. So what we can do is then we're going to add in our shotguns. So basic shotgun. So we want to do our basic, I know, we'll add in the basic trench gun. Pneumatic shotgun. The jackhammer. Ross rifle, because the Ross rifle is such a fucking meme gun. So actually, do any more. The pneumatic one is going to be funny because it's going to have the diesel tag, but it's not going to quite have the, actually, it's going to have the diesel and shotgun tag. All of these are going to have the shotgun tag. You're going to have the automatic and then shotgun tag. The quad barrel is going to have the shotgun. The Ross rifle is not going to have it. But we're going to have the blast back tag with it because it's funny to put that in. Trench gun. We're going to do 2 plus SL damage. Hands is going to be 2 hands. 2 hands. Slots, we're going to have 2 slots. We're going to have range of 1. Cost, we're going to say it's going to be 20 and 6. Pneumatic, 3 plus SL. Hands, slots 2, range 1. And it's going to be 20. It's going to be 25 and 8. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but we're doing diesel damage with it. That's the advantage. The pneumatic jackhammer is doing 0 plus SL. It does 2 hands. It has 3. It actually, it's going to have 1 slot. It's range 1, but it's going to be automatic. And it's going to be 30. Actually, you know, we'll keep it actually at the same price as the trench gun. Trench gun's got a little bit of that little bit of extra damage, but the jackhammer's got the automatic. Actually, we can actually probably, you know, let's bump it up to something like this. The quad barrel, it's going to have 1 plus SL. It's going to be hands. It's going to have 4 slots, 1 range. It's going to be 40, and it's going to cost only 3. Ross rifle is going to be our big mean weapon. Ross rifle is our complete mean weapon. It's very cheap to buy. However, the Ross rifle has the disadvantage of being unreliable, which means that every single check you make with it is going pretty much effectively. How I want to do with unreliable is that ones count as -1 regardless if it's a critical roll or not. So you can technically fail catastrophically with a Ross rifle no matter what you do, because the Ross rifle sucks, and you have to brace with it. You literally have to like say, all right, I'm gonna shoot the Ross rifle, and you go bang, and there's a chance you're just gonna miss because it sucks. Because it's good to have weapons that just suck and that you can't even augment it. Hunting rifles. Hunting rifle would, it kind of depends on how you want to interpret the hunting rifle. I would say it's going to pretty much be like a battle rifle or a carbine. If you want to do like a civilian hunting rifle, it would be a carbine. Kind of the idea of, this is a very standard weapon. This is something very cheap, very easy to get a hold of. It's fine. A long shot is like a full-on military sniper rifle. Like, this thing is a big motherfucker. You set up, again, it's a big-ass gun. Like, a very basic, like, hunting rifle would be, again, like a carbine. Oh, I fight my enemies. Actually. Automatics. So we actually have to do the... Actually, this would be the MP18, MP machine pistol, MP14. No, that's very specific. Automatic pistol. What do you call a grease gun? Give me the grease gun. I don't want to buy a grease gun. Tell me how. I don't want to buy the grease gun. I want to know what a grease gun is. M3 SMG, the 45 caliber submachine gun. There's the Thompson. So what's the official classification of the Chicago typewriter? So it is considered an SMG, a submachine gun. Okay, so this would be a submachine gun. An auto rifle. Heavy machine gun. Yeah, actually no. If we want to be really, it would be the storm rifle, because if we go to foxhole weapons, when in doubt, go to the foxhole weapon list. Submachine guns, assault rifles, shotgun, revolvers, is old-fashioned storm rifles. Yeah, because that's what they're effectively. It's the because you've got the storm rifles. Then you got the basic rifles. Long rifles, heavy rifles. Mm-hmm. What about an anti-material rifle? I'm probably going to put anti-material rifle under kind of its own special category, being like, this is a gigantic fucking gun. Because again, you gotta remember, this isn't just World War I, this is after the Diesel War. The Diesel War. And the Diesel War was effectively, because you gotta remember, all this shit was like, hey, what if we just super advance and it's Diesel Punk Nightmare? Like, how do we take down metal soldiers? You take down metal soldiers by putting as much firepower in there. So it'd be like, oh, well, not everyone would have a fully auto, fucking anti-material rifle. Being like, yeah, a lot of vets would know how to use them, though. Some machine gun, the storm rifle. I guess we could do a, guess it would just be an auto rifle. The SMG itself is going to have dog shit range. Stormfight rifle is going to be good. HMG is going to be doing good. The auto rifle doesn't have really good range, but that's not really the point behind that. You're going to have automatic. You're going to have automatic. You're going to have automatic and gory. You're going to have automatic and you're going to have automatic and you are going to have automatic because it's kind of the main gimmick of these guns. Let's see. Have anything? Nope, not really. So SMG 0 plus SL. With an SMG, it's going to be two hands, about, I would say 3 slots. And generally speaking, you're looking at about 30 and 8. It's not too expensive to buy one of these. You're looking at about 40 and 9. Heavy machine gun is going to be kind of like this is kind of prohibitively expensive. And you really shouldn't be using one. You're going to be doing 60 and 60 10. So heavy machine gun, you're going to do 4 plus SL. It's going to have to be braced. Only 1 slot though. Light machine gun is going to do 3 plus SL. You're going to need to brace this. It's going to have 2 slots though. A little bit to use. Auto rifle 1 plus SL. It's going to be 2 hands. Slots are going to be 3 though. flame tank, material rifle, anti-material rifle. Anti-material rifle. What would be, what's a anti-tank weapon, anti-tank weapons, World War One. Let's see, flame tank, material rifle, the anti-material rifle. Oh, I fight my enemies. Panzerjäger, Panzervega, Panzerjäger. I'm trying to think of like special weapons, like things that you could reasonably assume. Grenade launcher. Mag rifle? What do you mean by a mag rifle? Grenade launcher. Actually I should put in launcher. Actually no. So damage is going to be 1D. It's going to be 2D. It's going to be 2D. Two hands. It's going to just be 2D. It's going to be 2 slots. Range is going to be 1. Tags is going to be area damage. These things are expensive. Generally speaking, they're very expensive and cost quite a bit to maintain. However, the material rifle is going to do 0 plus SL. Anti-material rifle. Race, it's going to have 2. It's going to have a range of 4. Anti-tank, it's going to be anti-vehicle. Actually, no, this would be anti-vehicle and unwieldy 4. It's going to, of course, cost you about 100, and with maintenance of about 10, because you just need to buy shells for it. Generally speaking, it's just very expensive to get. The Panzervega. Panzervega is going to do 1D plus SL. It's going to require you to brace. It's going to have 1 slot. It's going to have a range of 3. It's going to do area. It's going to be anti-vehicle, and it's going to do area damage. And it's going to cost you. 50. It's going to cost you 50, and it's going to cost you 25 to maintain it, because you're going to have to buy fucking shells for it constantly. You're going to go bankrupt using it. The grenade launcher, and I'm just going to put special, and hands is going to be 2 hands. Slots 1. Range is going to be a range of 2. The tags are, of course, going to be area. Nope. Going to takes mask off this game. No, Paddock remakes. The fuck is a material rifle? The material rifle, as you can see, does technically 0 plus SL damage, so it's just whatever gun you have, and you can't have any slots on it. Very average gun. The thing is, you automatically get an elemental affinity with it. It doesn't matter what it is. meaning that you can if you when you buy the material gun, you could have a necromantic material gun, or a nuclear material gun, or or you could just say here's a physical material gun, or a psychic material gun. You can just have whatever you want, but the base damage is always going to be. You can just choose. It's just elemental. That's all it's going to be. That's the benefit of it. The material rifle has its benefits of getting something very early. It's just kind of expensive. Mm. Mm. You. Mm. 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 Let's see. Grades are special weapons that a mercenary may use on the field when interacting with an item. And throw it into the adjacent zone. At the end of the round, the grenade will automatically detonate. Let's see. At the end of the round, the grenade will automatically detonate, dealing its effect to all combatants in the area. So the advantage of the grenade launcher is that you can fire it off into a different area. Your range is now 3, and you can augment that to do something slightly different. Obviously, we don't need hands. Oop. We don't need hands, slot, or range. So we're going to delete those. Obviously, we don't need any cost for anything. We don't need that. So we're going to do our very basic fragmentation grenade. It's going to do 2D damage. It's going to be gory, so it can inflict going to do gory, and it's going to cost us 15. It's going to cost us 10 per frag. A smoke does 0d damage. It provide special effect. Grant obscuring cover. Very cheap to buy smoke grenades. Incendiary. So we got incendiaries are going to do 1d. They're going to have the fire effect, and they're only going to cost 12. They're going to have special effect. Special effect area has actually I know we can do description. Let's see. So the zone is considered to have obscuring cover until the end of The end of the round. Incendiary. Mm, mm, mm. Inflamed condition. Yeah, you just light everyone on fire because you're fucking nuts. Geez, what's your secret power? I light everyone I don't like on fire. Actually, we can do, mm, mm, mm. Explosion of healing vapors. Gonna be a little expensive. It doesn't do any damage technically. Let's see. We're going to be doing mm, mm, let's see. Do we have any other fun conditions that we can inflict with people? What other things can our horrible thing do? I know we can do mm, 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 mm. So this is very scary because you can technically throw a nuclear grenade at someone, and that's why you're really fucking. You are a horrible human being if you throw the nuclear grenade at an area. Have no fear, squad. It's me and my nuclear grenade. Let's see. Actually, I know what we can do. Mm, 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 mm. Let's see. The explosion racks the area in a chrono distortion, chrono anomalous field. All manifestations take 4D, take 5D to their core, but humans are normal combatants are unaffected by it. These things are expensive. They're going to come out $25 per. There we go. It's a buster grenade. Which, mind you, that's 5D damage to all manifestations in an area where manifestations are very strong, but it's like, yeah, it doesn't do any damage to normal people. Just is annoying. That's why you throw a fucking frag grenade at them. Eat frag, asshole. Panzerjäger. Okay, so we've got all our very basic weapons in place. So we've got our weapons in place, so that we do is we get this, we get to go here, we get to go here. Oh, I got my enemies. So we're going to do the tag, and then we'll do the description of the said tag. So we're just going to take all of our tags. We're going to just do this. Sign them over here, just so we know where we are. Same thing over here. This. Here. Just in case, just to make sure that I don't forget something. Technically, area, fire. Area, fire, unreliable, unwieldy, or heavy machine gun, gory. This would need heavy, automatic, heavy. Wow. Dama de yow. Yeah. Pff. Wow, that's a real Dama de Yowcha moment. Let's see. Gory, stunning, seal, finesse, offensive. Finesse, defensive, stunning, unarmed, automatic. Technically I should rename that to shotgun, diesel. Technically I should redo everything and add in a very particular one for every single one of the elemental types, which I will do. Heavy, we already have automatic shotgun, diesel shotgun, automatic shotgun, unreliable. Anti-vehicle. Area, fire, unwieldy, elemental, ammunition. Technically, if we want, we go all the way back up here. It's gonna be every single damage type we can, and we're going to have to give all of these their own freezing. I'm nuclear. Psycho killer. Psycho killer. Okay. So we've got all our various tags here. So we're going to do this. We're going to have the freezing tag, the first tag, refined tag, the flaming tag, the deathly tag, the nuclear tag, the psycho tag, the radiance tag, and finally the time tag. Alright, everyone. Now we get to write in all of the traits. Who's ready? Let's see, the weapon requires a special kind of ammunition that the let's see, or a different enemy inside of the same zone, conceal, okay. So I'm not responding to apology. The weapon has the necrotic damage type, necromantic damage type when being used. Defensive. Resisting melee attacks. Diesel. The weapon has the diesel damage type when being used. Electrify. The weapon has the electro damage type being used. See, if I want to make a really big, like, fucking meme, that's not the right one. Is it Endless Summer? What is it? It's not it. What's the fucking name? Everlasting Summer, that's it. Because Everlasting Summer has electro in it, electronic. If I want to be a big fucking meme. Say hello to electronic, everybody. in this obscure Russian visual novel that probably no one has heard of before. Psycho Crusher. Psycho Crusher. Look, they don't call it the... What the shit is this? This is Everlasting Summer. This is a visual novel that does live rent-free in my mind sometimes, and I think everyone should experience it. It's completely free. You can get it on Steam. It is effectively a full-on Russian visual novel with the entire idea that you, yes, you, are sent back in time to a weird summer camp as a young pioneer, young Soviet pioneer, which was effectively Soviet Boy Scouts. You are sent back in time to become a young pioneer, but this place is weird. Something is very unright about this place, and you are effectively tasked with finding out what's really going on in this strange world, strange place. You do meet a classic assortment of just fucking weird characters, because things are not correct in this place, and that's like a known fact of life, that everything is drastically incorrect. Including the fact that Miku, Hatsune Miku, is a full, actual, legitimate character. Yeah, Pioneer Squad, ready and able to fight the fascist. Yeah, no, and mind you, this is important. She is legitimately Miku, Hatsune Miku. That's a plot point, that Hatsune Miku is here. That's half a joke, is the fact that Hatsune Miku is here, and that's one of the main things that you realize this is really weird and very incorrect. Yeah, you do encounter a wide variety of very odd characters. Every day I am reminded of Everlasting Summer. And in case you're wondering, yes, every single girl here is exactly the way you think. They act the exact way that you would think they would, and that is the most important fact of life there. Every single one of them acts exactly the way that you would think. Oh man, every day I am reminded of Everlasting Summer. How much of a fucking meme this game is. I love it. It's like a full-on, like, actual Russian visual novel. Technically the true and audit, like, spoiler warning for Everlasting fucking Summer. Technically the canon good ending is, like, the canon good ending is you have to go through the game multiple times, because it's a time loop as well, because of course it's a time loop. Because one of the things with it is that you keep going back in time, and anytime you complete one of the routes is you meet the girl in the future and in the present day, and she's like, hey, I know you. And she's like, yeah, I know you too. Do you want to get dinner? And the true and honest canonical fucking ending to Everlasting Summer is that you complete the entire game, and then you complete it, you do a very obscure thing, and then you go back and you get off the being like, hey, legitimately every girl is there. And they're like, "Hey, wait a fucking moment," and he's like, "Yep, hello." You literally the harem ending is the canon ending. The full-on legitimate harem ending is the canonical ending to the entirety of Everlasting Summer, and that's one of my favorite parts about it. It's great. Mm. Mm. Let's see. The weapon has an elemental tag. This is going to be. Mm. 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 Thank you for following. Thank you for following, Tashi. 4978. Hopefully you didn't miss my gradual rant about Everlasting Summer. See, there's a few visual novels that I would like to go through, but like the thing is, visual novels are hard to like make fun content out of because it would just be me reading. It would be me reading and then me saying something interesting, or me saying something like, I wonder what the right option is. Like, it's not fun content because I'm in fact not an anime girl. And I think that's a very long issue. Unless I read complete shitpost visual novels. And then I can express my my true calling of being an ASMR streamer. Why not have people in Discord being shitters while you read and play VNs on stream? Uh-oh. Give me 1 second. Noonie posted cringe. Ah, there we go. See, that would be funny in its own right. However, see if you play Mub. See, again, it's like, oh, let's play Mub Love. Like, I don't think people quite realize like Mub Love is like a 50-hour fucking game minimum. And that's assuming you do everything correctly and like you have a fucking guide open. Like that game is fucking huge. mm. 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 Yeah, mind you, it's not like fucking Clanid tier. Clanid will take you years to fucking get through, because the thing with Clanid, and I like Clanid, I beat Clanid 9 million years ago, back in the beginning of time. I beat Clanid, but to give you an idea, Clanid requires you to beat the game about 20 times, because you need to collect the motes of light. And once you've collected every mote of light, then you have the honor of finishing the fucking game with the real ending. Like, that shit will take you literal weeks. And that's if you know exactly what you're doing. And you can still fuck up and get the wrong ending if you just do something wrong. It's like, oh god. Because, like, I will say this, the actual anime for Clanid is really good, because it covers the entire story of Clanid perfectly. There is nothing wrong with it does everything you need to do, it tells you everything you need to know about it, and then it does it. You don't gotta think about it. And it's not gonna cost you $50. Yeah, Clanid is very extensive. Hey Notepad, play the Pody Furry fighting game. Do the story mode of the Pody Furry fighting game. Play BlazBlue. I do own BlazBlue, I think. Do I own a BlazBlue game? I know I do. So you get to watch me, so I can watch, everyone can watch me be a shitter at fighting games. Yes, I owned BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend. I don't know why I owned BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend, but I do. By beautiful technicalities. See, I did get Half-Life as well. We can play Half-Life on stream now. We can play Half-Life and Half-Life 2, and Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Half-Life 2 Episode 3 on stream. Episode 1 and Episode 2. Not Episode 3, that's never coming out. What has the unwieldy tag? Actually, no. Mm. Mm. So if the weapon is unreliable, you should almost always treat it as do a critical moment with it. There's no reason you shouldn't. And that's kind of on purpose. It's to be like, hey, this thing is really unreliable to use. So because it's very unreliable, you must use it in a very like you're always kind of taking a risk with it. And the only major unreliable weapon are things like flame tanks and things like the flame tanks and the Ross rifle, which is like you always have to be making critical moments. Like, too bad, Notepad. You need to buy BB Central Fiction Extend to play with anyone, because that's where the deranged souls like us are. You haven't played Half-Life. I didn't realize I was dealing with a casual thing with Half-Life and me. There's a reason I haven't played Half-Life. Half-Life has always been Half-Life has been that game that I've always known everything about Half-Life, but I've never played it fully because I'm like, oh, I'll get it on sale. I'll get it on sale. I'll get it on sale. And then I never buy it because every time it's on sale, it's during a Steam sale and I get something else because like, oh, wow, this is 80% off. This is like, oh, it's free. I looked at like Half-Life 2 was like 90% off. I was like, fuck it. So I bought all that. I bought Half-Life and Half-Life 2. I bought the entire set, and I will, that would be a good set of games to kind of go over. Notepad, do you at least have Left 4 Dead 2? Yes, I have Left 4 Dead 2. My friend forced me to buy Left 4 Dead 2. I was never a big Left 4 Dead fan. I get people who I understand why people really like Left 4 Dead. Never was a huge fan of it. It's like I was never a huge fan of Left 4 Dead, says man who put like hundreds of hours into fucking Vermintide. I don't know. I don't know why I never liked it as much as just playing something like Vermintide, but that was just kind of the nature of it. I think I was just kind of like not a big fan of zombies, so I just never really internalized it as much. Anytime that you say someone forced you to do something, hold a gun to your head. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, let's see here. We're in a good space. Honestly, I thought weapons were going to take us a lot longer, but what I might do is I might do armor, gear, and vehicles off camera, because this is legitimately just going to be time consuming. And then next week we do all the mystical stuff. Like I have a feeling we're going to have to. This is probably going to be a 7-episode nightmare, because with the monetary system done, we just have to do that, exteriors, and then modification. I forgot to do add modifications. Voiding that warranty. Avoiding that warranty. Mods, just adding, because that's legitimately going to be me having to sit here for like literal hours being like, okay, what can we add, what can we not. It's just gonna take time. But yeah, I think we did. It doesn't look like we did a lot, but we actually did. This is actually a pretty good set of things, because like generally speaking, the games I have that I want to play, all that's left is the hard part. Yeah, it's always the hard part that's next. Because, like, generally speaking, the games we have King of Dragon Pass. We have that, obviously. Have Crimson Shroud. We have Crimson Shroud to play. That thing is, Crimson Shroud's a 3DS game, so it's going to be it's going to be an incredibly janky game to play. With Crimson Shroud, we have, let me think, we've got Half-Life. We've got Half-Life to play. We've got the fourth stand, we've got the fifth stand user, I think that's what it's called. That's pretty much a RPG Maker game. Literally just a fucking horrible meme JoJo game to play. What other games do we have to play? Because I've got a few that are funny in their own right to play. Let's see. I used to have like this huge list of games I'm like, I can play this because this seems like fun. But then I realized that I'm like, I'm a moron. I deleted it because I'm stupid. Oh, where was it? I'm literally going down my like Steam list because I know that there are games that we can play. Spice Wars finally came out, so we can technically play Spice Wars. And the horrifying brokenness of that game. Ooh, ooh. Right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're good. Technically we can play Encased. Encased, sci-fi post-apoc RPG. Where I can show everyone how to die immediately. Let's see. What else do we have to play? What other exciting games there is to play? Because I love playing games. Because I like games. Because game is fun. I also forget every now and again that I'm one of 10% of people who have actually fucking beat. I'm one of very few people who have actually beat Fallout 4. Because of all the people who beat Fallout 4, only 20% of them have actually finished the game of the people who have bought it, which is very weird for me to think about. I find that very funny in its own right, though. Where was I? Fuck that game. Technically, we can play Friendship with Benefits. We can play that on stream. That would be funny because I would have to effectively convince everyone that it is totally not what it is, and then like switch screens every now and again to something else entirely. It would be very funny. Honey Pop. I cannot play Honey Pop, fun fact. We are not playing the Incest Cannibal game. Ooh, God. The new Warhammer RTS game? That's the Soulbound one, if I remember. That's the Soulbound game. It's not Soulbound. It's fucking it's Age of Sigmar. That's it. You know how I associate that game by calling it the Soulbound game. You know, it's the Soulbound one. Gundam Evolution is dead and never coming back, and maybe never deserved to come back. Let's see. Where are these games? Where are these games that I was playing? I was playing an extensive amount of games. I was like, this would be a lot of fun to play. I could play this on stream, I said to myself, and then I forgot it, and then it went away. Neo Scavenger is a very fun game. I'm very bad at Neo Scavenger, however, and I will die immediately, and everyone will make fun of me. Everyone will just make a lot of fun of me, and technically, we could play Quest for the Golden Candelabra again. The best game. It's Pathfinder 2nd Edition. The game. Ha ha ha. Because I can never escape that. Technically, we do have all of the Shadowrun games. Technically, we could do the full Shadowrun trilogy. Again, I would need. There's a very specific way I would want to do the Shadowrun trilogy, though, and I would legitimately need to double check how is the optimal way to play it entirely, because I'm me and I want to make sure that it works. Excuse me. Technically, we can also play. I don't know how it would work, but we could play the Dawn of War trilogy. Dawn of War 1. We can play all of the Dawn of War. Those are some of the Steam games. Finish Lobotomy Corp. You cannot finish me. Kenshi, point and laugh at this fucking idiot. Age of Dawn of War 3. Generally speaking, let's see. Point and laugh this fucking idiot. I'm not going. Kenshi. Kenshi is a lot of fun to play by myself, but I play Kenshi very slowly. I don't think it would be fun to like watch me play Kenshi, and I also think my computer would explode at the sheer mention of me having to play Kenshi with like OBS running. My computer would explode into 1,000 pieces, and it would be very funny for everyone involved except Notepad. It would not be fun for Notepad. Because you would just see me being like, oh, why is my computer smoking? Burning noises, you know, everyone, you know, my face is melting off, but hey, who cares? It is what it is. Let's see. Let's check my GOG. What do we have on our GOG? Where was the See, I'm trying to find games that are still like vaguely appropriate to play. We could poorly play Neverwinter Nights, the original Neverwinter Nights, mind you. I beat Stranglehold, and I don't like Stranglehold, and anyone who tells you it's a good game can fucking suck it. Yick 1.5 is coming soon, and you don't understand how hyped I am for Yick 1.5, which is totally coming soon, guys. It's happening. It's happening. With like 2 B's, so you know that it's like super like happening. And anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to you and trying to deceive you. Like, I don't think you people, I'm like literally opening up a bunch of services to be like, let's open this up. Let's open this up. Let's see what I remember here. PC for streaming fund. I remember you sent you 2 games, Slav Punk and Fake Signal. Crusader we could play Crusader Kings 2, but again, Crusader Kings 2 is a very slow game. War Thunder. I'm not playing War Thunder. You cannot pay me to play War Thunder. Let's see. Let's see what games I've got one. I got a new game called Golden Light. Got that. We can maybe play. We can play The Evil Within 2. Let's see. What are some other? I literally have 86 games on Epic Games, but I have played very few of them. Or even like considered many of them, because all I do is get the free games and leave and never download them after that. Because I am the problem with Epic Games, and I embrace that fact. I am the problem, and I embrace it. Technically, we could play Mutant Year Zero. We can play the Mutant Year Zero game, and we can play the Mutant Year Zero game with the entire belief that we are also supporting Tencent while doing it. Because I, for one, support our new formats. League of Legends. We are not playing League of fucking Legends. Absolutely not. Yeah, like, I would like to have games that are at least, like, vaguely appropriate for what we do here. Hence why it's like CRPGs or something fun. Like, I don't want to be like, here's a shooter that I use to kill people, and I'm not playing Hearthstone, Noonie. I'm not going to play Hearthstone with you. Stupidly overly modded Magic the Gathering. I'm not going to play Magic the Gathering on stream. I'm not that desperate yet. You think I actually want anyone to notice that I play games on stream? Absolutely not. If I don't have the category to myself, my ego will evaporate as I am no longer the #1 streamer. I don't have Other Side. I keep seeing Other Side though, but yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there because my throat's giving out. It's 10:30. Generally speaking, what needs to go on now is just me sitting down and writing things. It's how do we? It is quite literally at this point. How do I get like just an absurd amount of gear, of armor, of how all this shit. This isn't going to be difficult. It's just going to be time consuming. So I'm not going to worry about it right away. I'm not going to probably sit in VC one of these days. Maybe even tomorrow, because tomorrow we're just going to go over the we're just going to watch a play tomorrow. The Evil Dead video. I do have the Evil Dead video, by the way. Rondo of Swords. Yeah, again, if anyone ever has any suggestions for fun video games that is not going to bankrupt me, then feel free to send them my way. Preferably if they're weird and vaguely appropriate for what we do here on the tabletop role-playing game experience. Citizen Sleeper. That's a fucking PBTA game, Noonie. Don't give me a stroke. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you all for watching. Godspeed, good luck, love you all. Kissu kissu, you know the rest. Yeah, so also, tomorrow, I will literally put out a ping an hour before, and then we will watch a play. We're gonna watch the Dragonlance musical, and we're going to have fun doing it. We cannot watch it on stream, unfortunately. Well, actually, the fucking what? Yes, the Dragonlance musical. I'm just gonna show people this, just to make sure that I'm not bullshitting. It's literally called The Last Trial, and it is a Dragonlance musical in Russian. The Russians really like Dragonlance to the point where they legitimately made a full-on musical production of it. If you watch the video that came out today, there is the Lord of Nothing. This is the Lord of Nothing. I'm gonna...
После завершения войны копья, стал богом Макмаджаре,
I don't know.
сразив иных богов.
Yes, this is the full-on actual.
Обрел он Божье, но не обрел умение.
Yeah, this is the. It's literally just after Dragonlance. this is just one of those things where you have to remember that this thing exists, and we're gonna watch the entire thing in my VC, in my Discord. We're gonna sit down and we're going to watch the entire thing, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. It's going to be a trip because I don't know Dragonlance very well. I know like the most basic pitch of Dragonlance. I don't know really anything out of that. I never read any of the books. Never really got into that. So this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun going into this completely fucking blind. So thank you all. Godspeed. Good luck. You know the rest. I will see you all tomorrow. Yeah.